I just wanted to say one other thing. I always find it weird. You know when the manosphere tries to attack divestors? Like, for example, the whole thing with Jessica X. I never understand how they really do this without understanding from certain people's perspectives. It never makes enough sense to go the other way on the basis of how people are treated or the outcomes that are seen. Okay, so for me, I've always been like, okay, so for example, last live Jessica X did, she was trying to point out different people having mishaps or problems in their relationships with men of other races. I never understood this because it's always weird to me because she'll say this and then she'll say that they're baby mamas and things of that nature. Now, this is weird to me because it's like, okay, from my perspective, the way I see it is this. Okay, I'm not one with children. I have no children. Never have had any children. I just never have, you know. And I've thought of this in both ways. One way is, one, often I see people involved with black men, and many of them are baby mamas, you know? So to me, it's like, well, no matter how much you're saying someone had whatever struggle they had, they're not a baby mama. But black women who are involved with black men and women in general who are involved with black men end up baby mamas, you know? Statistically, I'm just saying it's likely to happen. It's not the most likely thing to happen. There are black men that are actually responsible with their children and, they take care of their children and they, you know, do it the right way, But my point is that I see so many people who do have children and are baby mamas because of black men. I have never been involved with a black man, and I have not been a baby mama at all. So from my perspective, it's always like, what do you mean, to talk about the bad that might happen with an ex-boyfriend or a bad relationship with a man of another race when at the end of the day you guys are the ones who end up baby mamas and we don't on average. So it seems like it's actually becoming more of a lifelong and long-term problem on your end rather than our end, I don't know. I don't hear other people who are divested or swirl complaining about being baby mamas. So to me, it's just like, you guys are baby mamas and you guys have that bad result. You are coming up with, oh, your ex didn't work out. Well, you're not with your ex anymore. An ex-boyfriend, you just dump. If he's a bad boyfriend, you just dump him. Maybe he wasn't even a boyfriend. He could be someone you were just considering, and you just decided no. What impact does that have on your life? It's nothing. You probably forgot he even existed 2 weeks later. So to me, that's what I don't get. Those type of people, they try to emphasize a bad date that someone had with a white man or a Hispanic man or whatever race. But at the same time, they are totally ignoring the baby mama epidemic that they got going on over there, And they totally ignore and don't want to pay attention to the fact that many of us aren't baby mamas and most of them are baby mamas, No shame to baby mamas, I really don't care. But I mean, like, I'm happy of my situation, I don't really care what other people do with their lives. Like I said, I don't shame single mothers. Some people see it as a good thing, some people see it as a bad thing. On top of it, I wanted to also say, to me, in my experience, it's always seemed like black men had this hidden, violent, very angry, aggressive side to them. And they would try and hide it just to, show interest. But once they realize you're not interested in them, they totally take that mask off and they become this wild, crazy monster. And to me, I always was like, well, it's so dangerous if you think of it, because women who are partial to black men, they would have never known this is a maniacal, crazy monster behind the mask, and they're just acting differently because they like the person. That's another thing that, was always off-putting for me, because it's like, I'm not attracted to black men. I don't have any negative connotations against them. But it adds negative connotations that I didn't even have when someone is freaking out and acting like a crazed loon because I don't want that black man, because I'm not attracted to black men. That's just simply innate, which is why I've never been with a black man. Anyway, those are the two things I think that stick out the most out of her life when she would go in on divestors. Some people would get upset because they have issues with black men, but for me, it never is a personal effect. It seems more, I'm sorry I got cut off there, but anyway, more like she basically just tried to ignore the obvious biggest elephants in the room in efforts to tear down people's ex-boyfriends they may have had a bad date with in the past. It's just weird. Like, if you just had one bad date or you had one bad relationship or whatever, that's a past. Like, do you have any lifelong effects like STDs and baby mama? No. You aren't struggling with single motherhood because of this. So I just think, these are lame ways to attack divestors when, it's really not going to stand well next to people who are baby mamas, who are risking HIV, who are, dealing with violent men they don't even know about. So that's all I have to say in this video. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe.